TWM Podcast.
I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I managed to tie a 90s reference and my absence into one intro. I'm the best, not just the best. I'm not just better than ever. I'm better than Matty Deller. Just happening. Welcome to episode number 5 of the Wednesday Night Awards podcast. You are joining myself and my co-host Josh. Let's say hello.
Oh,
on this wonderful Halloween evening, as it is the 31st of October. Before we do get into it, please remember to subscribe to us on any platform you do get your podcast from, whether that be iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, YouTube, or wherever. I don't know where else you get podcasts from. And also, do not forget to go over to Square Circle Box and pick up your order. There's been a bit of a delay with the most recent one, but they aren't that like that. I've been communicating with them, and they're very nice people. Use TWM News for 10% off your order. I'm waiting for mine to come, and I'm pretty buzzing, as is I know Chris as well. And I'm waffling on about a box of wrestling merchandise. Shall we get into NXT? There's women in a cage. It's going to be happening at NXT TakeOver War Games on this week's NXT. William Regal stood on a perch like he always does above the rest of us because he is the fucking god of NXT, and announced that 9 women, one additional that hasn't been announced yet, will be competing in the War Games match. By the looks of it, is what I saw on Wikipedia and the layout of the match, or the segment itself, is going to be Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, and a to-be-announced opponent. Now on Wikipedia, because it's the most useful source of most trustworthy source ever, it now just says Team Baszler versus Team Ripley. So we're not too sure. However, I'm buzzing.
I'm absolutely buzzed. They've been planting the seed for this for weeks now, ever since they debuted. I mean, this is going to be an absolutely amazing match. It's going to be interesting to see people like Duke and Shafir inside the War Game structure. Like, obviously, it don't really matter because, you know, there's enough talent in that ring
to cover their shitness.
What I don't like about this is Belair apparently on Team Baszler.
Yeah,
no sense.
Apparently she's heel. I can understand her being heel.
But she hates Baszler. She should hate Shayna and the 4 Horsewomen, considering all what they've done to her.
Yeah. I think she's a bit of an odd one out in the whole match. But I'm just hoping that Tegan Nox doesn't do some stupid dive off the top and fucks up both her knees again.
No, if it's going to be anyone who's doing a stupid dive, Io's doing her moonsault.
And Candice. I can see Candice doing
oh, God, it's going to be Candice, and she's going to dive onto everyone.
Crossbody. We had a bit of an interesting chat before we started recording the podcast on who we think was going to be member number 5 of Rhea Ripley. And what? We suggested a couple of people. Like we suggested Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix was a suggestion by our esteemed editor and lovely director as well, or producer, Matty Deller. He thinks Beth Phoenix,
which was a wild card.
Wild card. I did say Mia Yim because she's sort of the only other female left I can think of.
It's not Mia. Then the only other option for me, I mean, odds it will be Mia because they gave her a promo package.
Yes.
Last night. If it's not her, it's either going to be Beth or possibly Toni Storm.
I've heard I can imagine it sort of being a face-off between all the 9 competitors and Ripley going, I needed to get some backup from NXT UK, in a sense, in Outcome Storm.
So, this is just, there's no one really else it could be. It's either going to be Yim, Storm, or at a push, Phoenix. And if it's Beth, then absolutely fine, because Beth Phoenix is amazing.
Yeah,
and I look forward to her glam slamming someone through a table.
Off the top of the structure. I like that.
Hopefully you crush your fears.
Or both at the same time.
Yeah, why not?
If they were to pull someone down from the main roster, though, who could it be?
Oh. You see, if they want heel, I'd go probably Asuka or Kairi, especially Kairi, because she's got history.
Yes.
Ooh,
but if they want face...
If they want face, Trying to think about who the Ember.
Oh,
I mean, Ember and Shane have a history.
That's a good shout.
Plus, let's be honest.
Share the history with
Let's
Shane.
be honest. We all want the Eclipse off the top of a cage as well.
Yes.
it could be Ember, but I think.
I'm looking at recent reports now. Apparently, Paige is on her way back to wrestling, so it could be Paige. But God, she's completely blown those reports out of the waters.
Yes, that's not true at all. Her neck's screwed. That's not happening. It's going to be Mia. I know it's boring, it's predictable, but it's going to be Mia. But I will be shocked if this doesn't end with Ripley pinning Baszler, because it's always the direction they're going in. They're clearly going in Ripley versus Baszler for the title. So Ripley beats Baszler, I imagine. Io beats Ripley. Candice beats Io. That's my next 3 predictions for the NXT Women's title.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. And it's better be main event, because if it's not, then I'm going to be very upset.
It's gotta be, sure.
It's gotta be main event. Last night on NXT, more women's things as well, as they actually stuck to their promise for the first time in, I don't know, like 3 years, in that the Kabuki Warriors came across from Raw and SmackDown to NXT to defend their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. First time it's happened, right?
In NXT, yes.
Yes. Mental scenes. They did win, obviously, with Asuka Green misting Kai.
Yes, there was a tweet out about this, which I really liked about, and it was, I can't remember, it was saying that pinned Kai, wasn't it? And a bugbear of mine with Asuka using the green mist is surely the ref can see the mist on the face.
This is my point underneath it. Referees are morons.
But apparently, Kyrie saying covered Dakota's face, so the ref couldn't see it until after the pinfall had been counted.
Yeah, but even after the pinfall, surely the referee can reverse the decision.
But even if it's been reversed, Baszler still retains. Kabuki still retains. So
true.
Plus, let's not try to think logically about WWE here, because we'll be here for hours.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, well, Kabuki Warriors did defeat Nox and Kai for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, which did set up the whole melee and Regal coming out to announce the cage match. We got a blisteringly incredible promo from Finn Balor. I adore heel Finn Balor.
Brilliant. Heel Finn Balor. He was one of those that I thought he couldn't really be in WWE. Obviously, he's been heel in New Japan, and it worked well.
But that was as a gaijin, wasn't it? It was like an outsider.
He's attacked the right person to turn heel, because if you're going to attack anyone in NXT, it might as well be Johnny, because that's what everybody does.
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the inevitable Finn versus Johnny match at TakeOver is going to be fucking phenomenal.
Absolutely incredible.
He's got two of the best in the world. Finn's promo last night was the best he's ever done.
Oh, it was. I put one line in our notes here, but he just had so many. He started off by speaking about the Fiend. He didn't name him. He said, a couple of months ago, I was lying on the mat after going down to someone who just put on a mask and expected to be the hottest thing in the company and now in the business. And now I've taken my mask off and I'm the hottest thing. Johnny Gargano, I hope you're out. I'm glad to hear you're out of hospital. Next time you see me, you're going back in. And then my personal favourite line of this entire promo was, I don't watch this business watches me. And that is just brilliant.
It was almost a simple promo, but it was so effective. And the way he delivered it was nothing short of phenomenal.
It was brilliant. And I think the addition to the lights being turned, him dressed all in black, he looks like he honestly looks like he's just been on a bender and he's just sort of recovering at the minute. So his face looks a little bit like sort of white. Yeah, I think he must be putting makeup on because he just looks sinister as hell.
Yes, I mean, I do think, will he bring the demon out? Because the demon now in WWE is a face thing, so does he bring it out at TakeOver? No, I hope not. No, it'll be one of those things where the crowd will want it, and Finn will go.
He'll tease it. It'll have the boom, 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 like the heartbeat bit, and then it'll just him come out on his own. Hopefully they don't put a record scratch in there and ruin it.
Oh, fuck off, Dolph.
Yeah, fuck up. Yeah, exactly. Going from the incredible to downright weird. Poppy was on NXT last night. If you don't know who she is, she's the woman.
I don't know who she is.
She was the woman that sang that song for Io Shirai, the promo package, and it was just a woman screaming heavy rock music. And I'm going to find what the song is because I definitely put it into my Spotify playlist after I heard it. Oh my god, my music definitely. Scary Mask, thank you. It's called Scary Mask. That's what it's called, and it was a promo. It was a promo package with Io Shirai in it, and then she came out and performed. I hope not the new NXT theme song because the Slipknot song is incredible. But why I call it downright weird is because she is stood in the middle, surrounded by her band, who are all males, who are all dressed like her, wearing leather bodysuits and wigs.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, but by the looks of it, she's a bit of an oddball anyway, so it kind of fitted in with the whole gimmick. Yeah,
she did play Scary Mask again and sung Io Shirai to the ring. Again, that was really weird because Io was sort of just screaming at her. So it was
as she does now, she just screams all the time.
Yeah. Poppy would just walk into the ring singing, and Shirai was just absolutely screaming at her. It was really weird. Really, really weird. We also saw last night Cameron Grimes defeat Tyler Bate after Killian Dane distracts him. What the hell is Killian Dane's gimmick? Is he just a dick? Is he just a dick?
I'm guessing now his gimmick is like enforcer.
But
Cameron? Cameron? Who knows? But you know.
Yeah. It was just a very weird thing.
Right, I have a problem with this next because I imagine the next thing you're going to talk about is Ciampa. This with the War Games.
Oh no, I've got one in between. I'm sorry, I've got one more match in between.
Oh, it's one in between.
That's okay. That was Bronson Reed defeating Shane Thorne in a second match of the two. Actually, a really good match. I think Shane Thorne has already beaten Bronson Reed. Bronson's got his revenge. Obviously,
yes, he has. Match. Yes, yeah, remember that.
What a great match!
Yeah, it's fine.
Brilliant match.
Shane Thorne's one of those that he's fallen under the cracks a bit because NXT's got all these indie darlings on, and you sometimes forget that there's a lot of good wrestlers who aren't as well known as some of them, but are actually very good.
Yeah,
Shane Thorne.
I think Shane Thorne's downfall was the loss of his partner when I can't remember his name. The other one from TM61.
Yeah, the one that's now in New Japan.
Mick Miller.
Mick Miller, the voice from Beyond. Mick Miller is gone to New Japan now and he's battling people. So yeah, that didn't help. And the fact that now he's just almost faded into the background. But yeah, Bronson Reed's amazing. I love Bronson.
I think he was brilliant as well. I'm going to leave the last point about what Josh was talking about at the end because I have to do anything at the end. Io Shirai did defeat Candice LeRae after Shirai brought a chair into the ring, intended to use it. She didn't. Shirai placed it on the floor, placed Shirai on top of it, went to moonsault, missed, landed on the chair and got pinned. Bit of a weak way to lose.
Bit stupid.
Bit stupid, but it did set up Rhea Ripley to come out and make the save after Shirai was beating down LeRae at the end of the match, which obviously escalated, and got what we want in the main event of NXT TakeOver, basically. Talking of TakeOver, here's where Josh gets the whinge. Last night, Undisputed Era defeated Matt Riddle and Keith Lee, the main event of the evening for the NXT Tag Team Championships. There was a 4-on-2 beatdown ensuing. Ciampa came out to even the odds with his trusty crutch. His crutch. my boss at work pronounces crotch, and it really confuses me. But crutch, thing you lean on. He came out to even the odds. Goldie was sat underneath the ring ropes in the corner. He sort of looked at it, went to touch it, and went, "Goldie, I'm coming back for you. Daddy's going to war," hinting at War Games. Josh complained.
Right, it's not a complaint about the War Games match. That's fine. What I have a problem with that this takeover is to the best of my knowledge, there's no title matches because all the NXT champions, bar the cruiserweight one, are in the War Games matches.
I just realised that.
The women's champ, the tag champ, the North American champ, and the NXT champion are all in the War Games. And, there'll be good matches. Of course there will. Because I'm trying to think of the card for TakeOver. You've got...
Balor versus Gargano.
Balor Gargano. You've got the 2 War Games matches.
I'd assume Rush will make a defense against someone.
Probably Angel Garza. And I'm guessing... Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane. That's the long shot one. So
or Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate against Killian Dane and Damian Priest.
Oh yeah, forgot about because I'm guessing the men's War Game match is the Undisputed Era against Ciampa, Lee, Riddle, and the 4th man, which I'm guessing is either Dijakovic or Velveteen Dream returning from injury.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
So, there's no title matches, which it shouldn't bother me because TakeOver and they're going to be great, but on a pay-per-view, you should have your main titles defended. You
definitely should. WWE have always had a really good we're doing that about.
Yeah, that bugs me. Right, wins you over.
Yeah, that's fine. Speaking of the match itself, though, great tag team match. Riddle and Lee were really as a tag team. Fantastic together. But to sort of veto your point in a sense, Josh, news has broke today that NXT is going to be at Survivor Series. 5-on-5-on-5. It's happening.
No. just the ring overfilled.
It would be like that time that John Cena and Randy Orton fought against the entire Raw locker room. There was like 20 people around the ring. The only reason I veto your point in a sense is they could put the male War Games match on Survivor Series, so then the champions pull double duty and do both shows.
Don't see that for 2. One, because I can't see them pulling double duty, not just yet. And 2, that then leaves the TakeOver card needing more matches. So
I suppose the only thing you could do would be like Cole versus Ciampa.
Imagine if they're going to do anything, that is what they'll do on Survivor Series.
It was get the champions to pull double duty.
Or unless they do Cole Ciampa on the Saturday, and then they had the War Games match. I don't know, but I see them doing double duty.
Well, I mean, we've only got about 3 weeks until the show and organise what's going on here, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited to watch 10-on-10-on-10 when they do the Survivor Series elimination tag team match.
Oh, there's Primo's in it. They need tag teams. Get Primo and Epico back. The huge comeback we're all wanting. The shining stars make a grand return.
The funny thing is I was watching a Cultaholic video where they ranked every SmackDown superstar, and I'm pretty sure they both put Primo and Epico in meh.
Unsubscribe from Cultaholic. Just unsubscribe. How dare they? God tier.
No, they are not God tier. Let's move on to AEW, please.
This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low, low price. That low, low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can get snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, whatchamacallit, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy, sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at SquaredCircleBox.com.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said use it. I said use in the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
SCU are the first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. I definitely thought they had booked themselves into a corner in a sense by having the final SCU and Lucha Brothers. However, it worked. It really did work. They did win with a roll-up, which obviously keeps Lucha Brothers strong. It doesn't look like they've lost much momentum. You know, they're able to continue dominating as they have done. Josh, what is your opinion on it? Go on.
I'm a bit surprised SCU won because the entire thing looked to me like it was going to set up Lucha Bros to be the champions. So I'm not sure if they've changed that, whether or not this was always the plan. But, you know, I'm more than happy for SCU to win. But the problem I have with it is, to the best of my knowledge, AEW has 3 heel tag teams. It's got Lucha Bros, LAX, or whatever they call themselves, and Hybrid. Is it Hybrid Squared or Hybrid 2?
Hybrid 2, I think.
Probably missed someone out. I feel like I have It's Dark Order, but they're terrible.
Best Friends?
They're not heel. How can you...
heel, sorry. Heel, sorry. Yeah. I think they have been healing up a little bit.
Them heel, they're too funny. Plus, you can't have Orange Cassidy.
Hi, by the way, I'm here.
Oh yeah, by the way, we drafted in Matt because neither me or Josh have watched AEW this week.
Well, you haven't watched. No, you told me you've watched bits of it. I've watched all of it, so I'm helping. That's why I'm on my crappy producer microphone. Because breaking kayfabe, I have to record these 2 schmucks doing this show. So they've got 4 heel tag teams. You've got Proud and Powerful. You've got the Hybrid 2. You've got the Dark Order, and there was a 4th one that now I can't think of. Oh, damn it. What was the 4th one?
Dark Order, Lucha Bros.
Lucha Bros are heel, yeah, because they attack SCU. So Lucha Bros are heel.
Well, my point was
heel,
is that...
in air quotes.
Yeah, my point was is that I always feel like if you're going to do a tournament with this, your first champions should always be heels, because then the beaten babyface then has, you know... But especially if they lose via nefarious means.
No,
I can see where you're coming from.
Tag teams, you need to have the face win the belt first. I think anyway. That's just me. That's just my opinion. The match was I watched the match in full, and it was phenomenal. It was genuinely really good.
Of course it was. It's 2 of the best tag teams in the world. I was expecting nothing less.
I would not either. One thing I also wouldn't past is PNP, Proud and Powerful, being absolute dicks as the titles were presented to the winners by the Rock and Roll Express, the current NWA Tag Team Champions, which is fucking hilarious to say in 2019. And they both got attacked from behind by both members of Proud and Powerful. Proud and Powerful, isn't it?
Proud and Powerful.
Right.
Yes. Actually, the Rock and Roll Express did not get a chance to deliver the tag belts because they were attacked earlier on in the night.
But yeah, they were intended to, and they powerbombed. I'm really.
It's Ricky Morton.
It is Ricky. They powerbombed Ricky through part of the stage, and props to that man being 60 years old and taking that. 100%.
That looks painful. That looks like it really hurt. I mean, it makes Proud and Powerful. I can't call him Proud and Powerful. It sounds like a very dodgy band, like a children's band.
I'm currently doing the LAX sign to myself.
You utter nerd. You nerd.
I love LAX.
They're great.
I thought of a better name for them when they first left. What
was it?
It was the Bronx, because they're from the Bronx.
Nice.
I thought the Bronx would make sense, and it's catch. Proud and Powerful, I think, is just their thing. And it's
that was their indie name, wasn't it? Because
no, their indie name was EF. Oh, I hate doing this. Was EFYBO? That's it. I have no idea what it stands for.
Because I think on their Twitter handles, one Santana is powerful and Ortiz is proud.
Yeah. I
there we
wonder
go.
why you know that. Is it because one of them has retweeted an article of yours several times?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it was that. yeah, it was that.
You fanboy.
Oh yeah, I love them. I do think they're going to be the first challengers because I think the way the way they've sort of done the attack on the Rock and Roll Express is like SU have gone sort of like, oh, we're going to defend the honor of these legends.
Well, you got Proud and Powerful with the Bucks at Full Gear first, so I would be shocked if SU don't defend the belts at
against Lucha Bros.
At Full Gear. There'll be a rematch, I imagine.
Possibly.
Or rematch. You could probably I'm trying to think of other teams, but it probably would be a rematch in all fairness.
Speaking of Full Gear, we got the contract signing of Cody for the Full Gear main event. Chris Jericho in a full pumpkin suit, absolutely amazing. I love it.
This was a big storyline throughout the entire show. There was the whole thing based off the Rock and Roll Express getting attacked by Proud and Powerful to send a message to the Bucks. They basically started off the show with Tony Schiavone meeting Cody at the airport
and Dustin,
and then Cody and Tony getting in a limo. Dustin wasn't allowed. I'm not sure why.
Go away.
You have to get in the shuttle. Sorry, mate. And they do a very similar. Thing they did with Flair and Schiavone when Flair came back and put his career on the line against Vader. It was the same thing, and they did that, and then they did the contract signing, which was like a nice contract signing. They did the whole thing of like, no, we're professionals, we're not going to fight and flip tables and stuff. But then they cut to the crowd, and those bastards, that bastard, Jake Hager, 5-Star Wrestling's own, he bet the shit out of Dustin Rhodes, slammed his head into a limo, and then slammed his arm.
I thought it was his arm.
No, what he did beforehand, he was bent. He kneed him in the dick. He was then on his knees, and sorry. By the way, I am doing this while watching Crown Jewel, so I'm I'm getting
multitasking.
Going on. Professionalism. He kneed him in the balls, slammed his head into like the side of the car, and there was a pre-made dent in there, so it looked like he'd dented his head with the car door. It was quite nice. And then he slammed his arm in the car door. So I imagine we're going to get Dustin versus Hager at Full Gear.
In 2019.
In 2019. I will say the setup for the whole segment for that bit to happen was really, really good. It was like Jericho was saying that the contract signing was going to be professional, there was going to be no fighting, that sort of thing. He was berating the fans, calling them hicks and that sort of stuff. And they shook. So if he went to shake Cody's hand, Cody did shake his hand back. They held on to each other for a second, and then Guevara appears on the screen to say, "Hey, we're beating the shit out of your brother." So it was a really nice setup.
And they did all say, "Sorry, I'm giving loads of kind of
no, that's all right.
Position.
We need it."
They did have earlier on in the night in the opening contest when Sammy faced Hangman Page. Sammy came out of his vlog camera, so they did kind of play that up that he was around with his camera. It wasn't just randomly being filmed.
Yeah.
So they built that up quite
nicely
as well. So
not a nice setup. Speaking of Guevara, he did lose the opening contest to Adam Page. I've seen a couple of gifs on Instagram and Twitter and that sort of stuff. Guevara hit some impressive combination. It was like I think it was a leapfrog over, and then as Page came behind him, he moonsaulted his attack.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because Sammy Guevara's fucking brilliant. That's why.
Yeah, he is absolutely incredible. I'm going to need some help here, both of you, because I really hope Josh knows who these people are. Hikaru Shida. No idea who that is.
Is this where I'm going to have to go?
I know.
Is this where I'm going to sound like I'm the one who's going to sound like Russo made a funny face. I'm going to sound like the massive, like big old weeaboo loves WWE and the loves British, Japanese wrestling. All that stuff. I'm rambling. Hikaru Shida was one of the people that came over and did All Out. She wrestled Riho then for the belt. For the chance of the belt, sorry. And then she was on like a 3-event contract with AEW. So basically, a really nice move where they brought her over and went, see how you feel working in the US. If you like it, we'll sign you to a permanent deal. If not, you can go back to Japan. And then she finished up all her dates, and this was her return back to Japan. Shida is really good. She's going to be a really good foil for Riho down the line.
Well, she defeated Shana.
Yeah, and Shana's been like a European women's wrestling, the British women's wrestling vet for years. It's weird that they go from Nîmes, France, Shana, because her nickname is Portugal's perfect athlete. So they had to say, oh, by the way, she is Portuguese, but she now lives in France. So it was a bit strange. But yeah, no, this was
lovely.
A brilliant match. This was superb. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely adored this match, no question. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I will need to check this one out. Another big tag team match. The best friends and my least favourite wrestler on the planet at the moment, Orange Cassidy, defeated John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and QT Marshall. I do not like him. I don't appeal.
Right, who do you say you don't like?
No. Orange Cassidy.
Right, this will be the final podcast for...
that's it now. I officially resigned from working with George.
Yeah, no, George is cancelled. How dare you dislike Orange Cassidy? He is the best. They all dressed up as Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty introduced them to the ring. I've never watched Rick and Morty, but I'm aware of it. And this is the only time I've ever seen product placement done in wrestling that wasn't absolutely cringeworthy.
Yeah, I just don't get his gimmick. I just don't like. It doesn't connect with me. He's just a sloth. It's like when he does the stupid, like when he did the Bucks, where he did the super kick and he even did the slap. And I just don't think it's funny.
That's the point. You're missing.
Oh,
this is the point. It's driving at the wall. This is the point of Orange Cassidy. And everyone says this. Oh, he does all this stupid moves. And you've got to give it. You've got to let it breathe, because the whole point is that he is so talented, and he is, because the fact that he can do a nip up with his hands in his pockets and roll through with his hands in his pockets is like he is. The whole point is he is the most athletic guy on that roster, but he's so lazy that he can't be bothered to do anything. And that's the whole point of his gimmick, is that he can do this, and you have to like push him to his absolute limit. And that's the whole point. It's like Jerry Lawler getting beaten down in Memphis and then putting the straps down. Once those glasses come off, you get like good wrestler Orange Cassidy. But until then, it's the whole thing's a comedy thing. You've got to let it breathe. You can't just come in and immediately give the story away for Orange Cassidy. You've got to let it build up, because eventually he's going the best friends are literally the like three of the most over acts in AEW right now. They're always getting
Yes, I agree on that one.
Like the best friends team is always in my head as well. And Orange Cassidy is one of them, because he's different, he's unique, and just give it time, George. Like you're disconnecting this, going, I don't get it. It's not proper wrestling. I know, because it's like a different concept of a wrestling character not been done before. Everyone shits all over stuff they've never seen before, and it's like, give it time. Trust me, everyone will love Orange Cassidy by the end.
Okay. That
was intense.
Intense.
I didn't expect that defense to happen.
This is said from a man that just went and watched Orange Cassidy live for the first time last week. So
fair enough.
I should put out, Matty. Weird randomly. I was actually at that fight club as well.
Why did you not tell us? We were all sitting together, you idiot.
What is me? I actually saw you lot. I can't remember else I saw someone next year, and. But I looked at my phone and none of them had actually sent. I didn't respond. What a dick!
This is brilliant. I was sat with Mike in front. I was sat with Mike next to me. Reese was sitting behind me, and Kyle was sitting in front of us. So literally, you had the indie wrestling show group sat together. Josh was there and he saw me and didn't think to come over and say hello. So who's the dick out of us here?
Anyway,
God damn it.
Anyway, an interesting concept has been created by Tony Khan. John Moxley appeared yesterday on AEW to want to speak to Tony Khan about his match against Omega at Full Gear. Turns out, apparently, he's too violent, and the match will be too violent for a sanctioned match, so they just didn't go, oh, we're doing an unsanctioned match. It's called a lights out match.
It's an old 80s, it's an NWA thing.
Yeah, they've done it before. They did it with Moxley Janela at Fyter Fest.
That was unsanctioned. That wasn't lights out. That was just a straight up unsanctioned.
Lights out as well. It was a lights out unsanctioned. I will explain.
I'm pretty sure Omega Janela on AEW Dark was a lights out match.
I've definitely missed something here.
Basically, and this is where I sound like a massive wrestling pervert, is back in like the 70s and 80s, when they had these unsanctioned matches in air quotes, what they'd do is the show would finish, and then they'd go, the show is finished, if you want to stay around, there may be an unsanctioned match afterwards, but it is not sanctioned by the NWA or whatever. They'd turn the house lights off, turn them back on again, and then they'd be like, well, that show is over, this is now the unsanctioned match.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's why it's called a lights out match. Funny enough, they did one in WWE once.
Did they?
Yes, it was The Rock versus Booker T.
What was this?
During the invasion.
Oh, nice.
I somehow have a girlfriend and know that. So...
Well then, John Moxley was pissed about the lights out match though, because it doesn't count towards, which is an interesting concept. And he ran through the crowd and hit his finisher on. Please tell me who it was, because I've forgotten.
Oh, he finished on the Librarian.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
on the male one, not Leva Bates.
Not Blue Pants.
Not Blue Pants. And the final match, we got another 6-man tag match. Kenny Omega teamed with the Bucks, collectively known as the Elite, to defeat Kip Sabian and Hybrid 2, the tag team name of Jake Evans and Angelico.
Did any of you get the reference during the video game bit?
No.
Because basically what happened was they did the thing that New
Japan... they dressed up as...
The Bucks were Ryo and Ken. They've done that one before.
Yeah, they did it all the time.
This one, they did the thing that New Japan couldn't be asked to get the rights for, which was Undertale. So they had the Undertale thing, and Kenny Omega made a dig at New Japan. It's a video game, like a quite a popular PC game thing. But Kenny Omega made some very veiled digs at New Japan.
I will say, I saw this on Twitter earlier. Why people the best wrestlers on the planet, and I was like, I think the reason people soured on him so much is because of his lack of in-ring exposure since leaving New Japan.
Yeah.
However, his string of matches he's had have been off the chart, including this match.
It's like the Bucks as well. People have the Bucks have went off everyone's radar because they literally went from wrestling all the time in New Japan and Ring of Honor to not wrestling for nigh on 6 months. So they gave themselves a self-imposed exile to make them fresh for AEW. And the digs at New Japan kind of really explained that. These digs for me show me that Kenny Omega's never going back to Japan. Not going back to Japan.
I completely agree. Matt, you're the one that's going to be able to tell me this, because I can never remember what it's called. What is the leg drop bulldog that Kenny Omega does called?
Oh, Kataru Crusher.
Thank you very much. He did a double Kataru Crusher on both Angelico and Jack Evans. It was a piece of art.
I love that move. It's probably I think in regards of Kenny Omega, I prefer that to the One Winged Angel. I love the one, not as a finisher, just as a beautiful
move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Kataru Crusher is incredible. Matt, you're sticking around for this because you can help us out with this more. It's time for the part of the show where we decide who won. I need a jingle. Matt, I need a jingle.
There's noises in between each bit. You'll hear that, and that will tell us when we're going on to the next bit.
Mr. Deller, I will go to you first. Who won?
Why? Because genuinely, for the first time ever, I can't decide.
Because you've watched both shows.
Yeah, that as well, but generally, NXT was brilliant. I loved NXT from top to bottom. The Shirai Candice match was tremendous. The 2 announcements were fantastic. There wasn't a bad match on the card, and also there was a decent, it wasn't very stop-start. And also, I loved the EO Shirai and Poppy stuff. It was tremendous. AEW was brilliant. It had a story going through the whole show, which is something it severely lacked from day dot, which is why when I got into a big conversation online with Paige and McIver about and I said that NXT has been kicking AEW's ass, in my opinion, for the last, it's 4-1 over from 5 weeks. AEW had a story running through this, and it was a very old school story, and it worked very, very well. This reminded me of a WCW show where it would the storyline would thread throughout the night, and they built up to kind of the big the match was separate at the end, but it built up to a big crescendo. with the Dustin Rhodes attack thing, and then the main event. But I love the Shanna Hikaru Shida match, and there was loads of really good matches on the show, and I think I'm going to say Dynamite. I'm going to pick Dynamite. I'm going to go with my first gut instinct and say I prefer Dynamite to NXT, but it was very, very close. And as I said last week, and I said it on Twitter as well, oh, poor us. We're getting two really good wrestling shows every Wednesday, and we have to decide which one is slightly better than... Which one's brilliant and which one is just a mere very good. Poor us.
Yeah, exactly. Josh?
I'm going to go, just because it's all I've watched, I feel really bad now. I'm going to go with NXT, just because I think with the War Games announcements, the great matches, and the amazing Finn Balor promo, I think NXT just edged it for me this week.
I am like Matt. I'm very, very torn. Like, even though I have AEW full, Chris Jericho promo incredible. Finn Balor promo incredible. Like, you've got parts of this show sort of paralleled at the same time and did go against each other. It had, like Matt said, a running storyline through the whole of AEW. Yet NXT was just constantly fantastic, and I am gonna go with NXT. Mainly because the Finn Balor promo is the best one he's ever done. Chris Jericho is always incredible. Mike, so for us it's sort of like, yeah, like we expect that. Finn Balor, best promo he's ever done. You're sort of taken aback, like, damn, yeah, that's decent. I can get into this character. And also the two announcements of the two War Games matches, and tying it in the NXT being involved into Survivor Series as well, makes me pick NXT. Which then, if I do my maths correct, does that make it 4-2 NXT?
Well, I'm trying to think. What did we pick? Yeah, because I think last week was a tie between me and Mike, because I think I picked NXT and he picked AEW, so it ended up being kind of a wash. And there wasn't really there was no majority decision last week, so it kind of makes it, I think, for you guys, I think it's 3 to AEW, 2 to NXT, and 1 draw.
Cool. No, it'd be 3 NXT.
It'd be 2-1-1. Either way, AEW's in the lead still.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. NXT are in the lead. Don't matter. Like Matt says, we've got 2 great wrestlers. Why? Just sit back and enjoy. It's like Messi and Ronaldo.
Ronaldo next.
Absolutely fantastic.
We'll get into that debate. So.
What Messi and Ronaldo?
Yeah, because the real answer is Tom Kearney. It will always be Tom Kearney.
And on
the real answer is Mitrovic.
It's always Alexander Mitrovic. Yeah, that is the correct answer.
And on that note, we will wrap up this wrestling podcast here. Do follow us on the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. Do subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, YouTube, and anywhere else you do get your podcast from. Go over to twm.news right now to read yourself some articles. Matt, what ones have we got on there? Because I know if I ask you, you'll tell me. We have got a great article from Shailene, which is, who was the greatest NXT Women's Champion? Is it Shayna Baszler or is it Asuka? You've also got 5 awkward WWE angles, which is ironic considering that got posted during WWE Crown Jewel. We've also got 5 feuds for a newly minted heel Finn Balor. We've got reviews for British wrestling and stuff. There'll be a review for Crown Jewel that mug Josh is going to write for us. And we've got loads of other stuff as well up at twm.news. Also, we'll point this out, we've got loads of giveaways coming up courtesy of Fight. We mentioned on Wednesday we are giving away a free fight pass for MLW Saturday night Super Fight. This coming, it will actually be Friday, I think. We'll be doing the competition for that. And in addition, I'll give. Do you want a sneaky bit of breaking news when it comes to a giveaway we're going to do? Yes,
we do.
If you want to watch Full Gear for free, courtesy of Fight TV, keep around our social media because we might be giving out a fight pass. But not only that, as well, I'm going to say this, and a separate competition.
Matty Deller will come to your house and watch it with you.
I will spoon you as it's happening. No, 2 bits. Not only will we be giving away a free pass to Full Gear, we've also got a free pass for the entirety of StarCast. as well.
Ooh.
So we'll be giving both of those away.
Ew, lucky bastards.
Tantalising
Lucky
stuff.
bastards.
On social.
And you all know that AEW, or you all know that like getting involved in that.
You're not allowed to be involved in that, unfortunately.
What?
You work for the company, you can't be involved in it.
Fix. Matt, social media, please.
I'm annoyed. I was trying to find Mitrovic's Twitter and I can't find it. Let me put Mitrovic Fulham into Twitter. Will it come up?
Josh, we'll go with you. What's yours?
It's at Bannister 007.
I deleted it. Hold on. Alexander _Mitrovic _45. That might be his Instagram. I don't care. Follow at Alexander Mitrovic because he's the fucking best striker in the championship.
And please follow me on Twitter at Tyson _Fury.
He didn't do a Dosser drop. He named his finisher. He didn't do it.
Yeah, very upsetting. Until next week. Love you. Bye.